Caledonia. We got orange on blue. London rocking a new kit.
Yes, I haven't seen this uniform on them, a little orange. And I'm really excited. Thank you for everyone who's joining us. The crowd is in. And you know what? All this morning I was just thinking, wow, I feel like I'm playing these semifinals.
First shot goes awry, and it looks like it will stay. No, it'll go the way of the orange. Got to get used to that orange and black. Rocking the Halloween colors of the London Lions. They come in with a record of 22-3 during the championship, 3-1 in Group B. They won their group despite losing that last game, but they had already clinched. Caledonia comes in 2-2, and Jeanette, Ovi, and Mike talked about it. They had to fight to get even into the semifinals. They were down 0-2 in games and had to win the last two to get here.
Yeah, that pressure was on definitely in that group stage, but they managed to just keep chipping away and get those last two dubs versus Sheffield and Surrey.
Both teams testing out the rims early. Brand new court here at Utilita Arena. And the fans continue to make their way inside this fantastic setting. It's great to have basketball back in Birmingham. Faro Olahajic gives it to Mike Bothwell. Deep in there, ball knocked away. Connor Morgan with a beautiful save, and it will go to Caledonia. It'll stay, and a fresh shot clock goes to 14. So we'll educate you along the way. Of course, 4 quarters here in the British Basketball League, 10-minute quarters. Shot clock, 24 seconds. On a turnover, it can be reset back to 14. Whelan thought about it as he came off that screen. He'll drive the lane on Olasheni, and they'll get a reach-in foul on big Gabe Olasheni.
Well, this might be his first, or yeah, his first foul. And here you see, good job by Patrick Whelan. Just getting deep inside the key.
You gave some of your keys before the game got started. For Caledonia, can they afford to run with London? Could they make this an up-tempo game?
Oh, lovely finish and one with Bothwell. I think they would prefer to slow it down, and we even heard Coach talk about a lot of half-court plays and long offense. I think that goes into the style of Caledonia, especially, like I said, Matt Morgan, very, very fast. This is a good start by Caledonia here, putting pressure on the referee's drive to the basket. And there we go, first 3 points.
Mike Bothwell, the 6'3" guard out of Cleveland, Ohio, played college ball in the States at Furman University. We welcome our fans watching across the Atlantic, back in the U.S. and here in the U.K. 8:44 to play here in the first quarter, and here you're going to see a lot of that. Matt Morgan driving. He has got absolute jet. Beautiful kickoff and can't finish, but right back in the hands of Morgan, who dumps it inside to Olasheni amongst the tall trees, and he gets it to fall.
Beautiful finish by Olasheni. Patience, you saw him. He caught that ball, saw where the defense was, and finished.
Olahajic will turn and fire from 10. Easy shot for him. Do not give him that shot. It's too dangerous. That guy is so consistent on the baseline.
Well, I think Gabe needs to just have a hand.
Yeah. What do you think about the starting lineup for London? This is a different iteration of the London Lions that we've seen with Solowadi and Tariq Phillip in there.
You're so right. Solowadi has been struggling with a bit of injuries and is finally coming back into his own. No David will be sitting out. A few tweak soreness he has. And then, I don't know. I kind of like this lineup, but also it's a different look, and this is where I think, London Lions have struggled at times.
So used to seeing Jordan Taylor running the point, but he gives way as he's been a little bit banged up as well. And man, big game playing on Wednesday against Istanbul. That was a raucous crowd in the copper box.
Yeah, they're still in the Euro Cup, and they did. That was a wonderful game. Besiktas filled out the London.
They turned out.
Yes, they did.
Inside out game, and the tip ball. It's going to go to London.
But just going back to London Lions, there is some sort of consistency that you do have when you have that same starting five. You play together a lot, and throughout the season, they've had a lot of injuries, a lot of, players in and out.
For head coach Petr Bošić in his first year here with London Lions, is this a case of maybe too many toys in the toy box? Because he's got so much talent. He can give you so many different looks to an opponent.
Well, what I do love about him, he's so smooth. He's calm, never freaks out, never gets really angry.
Politza, wow. When he gets his feet set, Lucas Politza is dangerous beyond three.
And listen, he's high on the top of the scouting list for shooting the three-point shot. Like you said, when his feet are set, he is hot. And so, yeah, London Lions need to make sure they have that under control, but good for him for his first shot.
Yeah, he's got a quick trigger there. Reminds me of a Reggie Miller.
Ooh.
As soon as he gets the ball in his hands, feet are set, it's going up. 8-2, Caledonia on top here early in period number 1 of 4. Nice drive to the lane. And Tariq Phillip able to drive the baseline and get it to fall. A much bigger guard than sometimes London puts out there when they've got Solowati and Tariq Phillip in the backcourt.
Yeah, and he's just so strong, but he loves it. He's such a competitor, you can see. He talks, talks a lot of trash sometimes, but also on the offensive end, always talking.
In deep into Alahajits. He turns to his left, fires, can't get it a little too hard. Olasheni gets it. Here comes the speedster, Matt Morgan, puts it into 5th gear and kicks it back out to Solowati, and he will bury it to get the shooter's roll.
And that's London style. Do you see how quick that offense was? Matt Morgan ignites their offense and then down low to Gabe Olasheni.
Gabe Olasheni, right place, right time, takes the assist from Solowati, and now we are 8-6. A lot of orange jerseys surrounding it. An easy dunk on the missed pass. Princeton Onwas, 6'6" forward out of Houston, Texas.
Well, Onwas, he's known for his defense, but way to clean that one up and dunk it home.
Maybe the most famous assist in Caledonia history, Princeton Onwas last year, the man who gave the assist to David Sloan to win this very trophy. Can they do it again? Happy to be here, but now, what was that quote you got from Farah Al-Hajic? We got to play like we're the defenders.
Yes, and take that on. They want to take on that responsibility and that pressure. But also, I love what Coach Gareth said at the start. He said, play with swagger. Play like we deserve to be here. Listen, you've got to get through London Lions if you want to make it back to the finals and defend that trophy.
Dante Grantham has checked in. He had a big game the other night against Bashtikas, where he came off the bench, and in my opinion, he gave them such a sharp shot in the arm that I was just impressed. Dante Grantham comes in 12.6 rebounds on Wednesday night.
I think Dante Grantham is a perfect example of a glue player, but also a role player.
Speed will kill you. Speed kills.
And just going back to Grantham, I just think he never complains, he never moans, he comes in, he gives you solid defense. He usually has to guard, he's a tweener, so he can guard a post player or a faster guard. But then offensively, finding himself, can shoot the three, can spread the floor.
And I think you make a great point, because he comes in and does whatever they need. If they need defense at the time, he does that. If they need rebounding, he does that. If they need an offensive shot, he can do that as well. So a great addition. And again, as we talked about, Peter Boschitz has lots of tools in the shed.
And he also brings the energy. You can see him. He screams. He flexes. He really gets this team up and ready to go.
Matt Morgan at the line. And Matt Morgan, the guard out of Concord, North Carolina, by way of Cornell University, come off a 20.4 assist Wednesday night Euro Cup victory over Besiktas. 10-8, Caledonia on top by 2 as we come up on 5.5 to play in the first period. Down low to CMJ, and Clifton Moore Jr. doesn't miss that shot very often. Inside, Olasheni turns, takes the contact, can't get that shot to fall. So both teams missing at close range. Go back down to CMJ. No, they'll kick it back out. Mike Bothwell now set up the offense. Great interior defense, and the hands blocking the passing lanes. Tariq Phillip now with the ball. Grantham drives, sees part, a little too hard off the glass. And they're going to get Dante Grantham, not one, but two, and Grantham want to make sure, if you're going to call the foul, I'm going to get my money's worth.
Yeah, he's going to get his money worth for sure, Tom. But that's what you want, right? You're not giving anything easy. Getting back in transition defense.
And more substitutions coming for the Lions as Josh Sharma checks in. Sharma is a great spark plug off the bench. 7 feet tall out of Newton, Mass. Played his college ball in the States in California, one of the most beautiful campuses you'll find, Stanford University. Oh, in and out for Polizzi. Hit a big three to start off his campaign. Saves that ball to Mike Bothwell. Bothwell can't get it to fall.
I always think that's brand new rims. They need to be dunked on a little bit when the ball just rims in and out like that, bounces out.
Captain Jordan Taylor's now checked into the game for London. Grantham going to work. Baseline spins up and in. Can't get it to fall. Great defense there by Patrick Whelan not to commit a foul.
Well done. Patrick Whelan stood his stand on that defense.
Good matchup here. Whelan's got the burst. He drives the lane. Not many guys are going to drive on Grantham, Morgan, and Sharma and live to tell about it. And Prince Anwas fouled and down on the court.
I think both just kind of hit where the sun doesn't shine, and just going to have to take a minute to walk that one off. Here it goes. Here's the block from Sharma. And that's what Sharma does, just affects shots. He didn't block it exactly, but he made Patrick Whelan have to change in the air.
And that'll send Connor Morgan to the line, the 6'9" forward out of Victoria, Canada, Canadian national team member, coming off a 7.3 rebound performance, against Besiktas on Saturday. He really didn't get going, but they didn't need him to get going because so many other people contributed.
Oh, Connor Morgan. Connor Morgan, yes.
Yes.
You know what? I had a little chat with him at the beginning as they were warming up, and I said, you know what? I'm really enjoying your play, and I'm going to call you the silent assassin. You know, he has a nice quiet 15 points, and 8 rebounds, does his job solidly. I really like him for this London Lions team. I've enjoyed his play.
Bothwell driving Sharma there. Jordan Taylor fills up, and CMJ, Clifton Moore Jr., gets an easy one with the left.
And Clifton Moore Jr. really coming into his own. He comes off of the bench, but gives them solid minutes. He shoots a little mid-range jump shot, finishes around the rim also can guard Josh Sharma very well.
Morgan feeding to Sharma. Sharma drives clean off the glass. Love a big man that can use the glass.
Well, usually he's known for his highlights,
yeah.
Right? His flying dunks. But a nice little layup works too.
Nice pace now, 12-11, coming up on 3:20 to play here in the first period. This is semi number 1. We've got Leicester and Cheshire coming up for you after this one.
Well, he must have heard me. There's his little 15-footer. Thank you.
Look at that burst. Wow. Look at that burst. Wow. I mean, you can't give him a step.
Listen. He just needs that split second. He sees a seam and gets right to it.
Got to make sure that you got someone guarding the paint when Matt Morgan's got the ball in his hands. Give him just a little bit of daylight. He'll take it. Bothwell, he'll drive, go to the right hand, and he gets it off the glass.
It's a lovely finish.
Like Bothwell, what a great pickup for Caledonia, young man out of Cleveland, Ohio, seeing more minutes as the season progresses. A little Canada on Scotland, and Scotland getting the better of Connor Morgan. Fraser Malcolm checking in for the Gladiators. JT rushed that one, trying to get it to Dante Grantham in the corner. As more substitutions come for the Lions, the best point man in the business, Luke Nelson, now checking in the game, and he'll also bring back Mo Solowati.
That's great defense from Malcolm, really standing firm and blocking that shot from Connor Morgan. That's a great job.
Head coach Gareth Murray in his 4th year as the head man for Caledonia. Sitting second, as Dania pointed out, on the table. Lions number 1 with 22-3 record. Gladiators coming in 13-8. Caledonia, I think the issue that I've seen throughout the season is consistency. Gareth Murray, they string together 2 or 3 really good games, and you're thinking, okay, they might threaten, and then they might have 2 bad where you're like, what is that?
Yeah, and I think it's just them staying focused, right? I think they come in sometime a bit complacent if a team at the lower end of the table comes in. But for me, what I'm starting to see with the British Basketball League is anyone can win on every given night. So you've got to respect your opponent and come in. But I love Gareth. I think obviously he comes from a playing background.
Sure.
So when you have a player coach, they understand. They understand the ups and downs and the grinds. And I really like him as a guy. And that beard, obviously, top tier.
Bothwell, a 73% shooter on the year. Buries them both. 18-13, Caledonia on top. Winner facing either Leicester or Cheshire in the second semifinal coming up. Now with Luke Nelson in the game, this gives London a different, maybe a more, I don't say a consistent point guard distributor kind of thing, because he's always looking to pass first, but he can score. Almost on cue with Sharma on the putback.
Well, there you go. We call him the general, don't we? He's
Lord Nelson.
Lord Nelson. He's a Great Britain point guard, very experienced, comes from a family of greatness. His father and him also have won this tournament. So, and a foul.
Nelson a little outmatched there as he got the mismatch there, and that'll send Clifton Moore Jr. to the line. And we need to point out, Luke Nelson's sister is going to be helping out the broadcast this weekend. How about that?
Yes, a family of greats. Yes, she will be doing the women's final tomorrow. We've got a full weekend of greatness. If you love basketball, this is where it is at.
Clifton Moore Jr. will go to the line. Good to see Ian DeBose checking into the game, the 6'4" guard out of Durham, North Carolina. Played some college ball at Wake Forest. Anytime you're playing ball on Tobacco Row, you know as a former SEC player, it's they play some serious ball in that state.
Yeah, they do. And just talking about the women's team, the London Lions are in the building. I've just seen them walk in. They're here to support the men, so both London Lions, women and men, are going for the trophy.
Talk about a powerful team. Lord Nelson scores. Luke Nelson with a great drive using the left hand. We'll see the Lions and the Essex Rebels tomorrow in the women's championship, the Betty Cardona Trophy, up for grabs. Ooh, and that foul, deep range. Nelson probably wanted that one back as Kyle Johnson, KJ5, just checked into the game, and he's going to go to the line and shoot 3.
I love that nickname you give him. Here it is. That little tap of that shooting hand, maybe a bit of a flop. But, you know, for me, the referees have really locked in this season. The shooter must be protected. He must be able to, one, land without any, you know, feet or anyone under him, and then no contact to his shooting hand.
Johnson, a Canadian product. Team GB from 2012 Olympics, same year you were playing the Olympic Games. He's an 83% free throw shooter.
He's one of my Olympic brothers.
From the line. 23-17, just over a minute to play here in period number 1. Gareth Murray, I think he's got to be pretty happy at this point. You know London's going to make a run. You know London's going to come at you in some spurts, but right now his team is certainly playing well in this first period of 4.
There's some fans. Look at that. Love this. That's a little mini Caledonia jersey. Love that. Didn't know they come in kid sizes. There she is.
There you go.
Thank you, cameraman. Beautiful. She's got her drum.
Here come the Lions now, looking for the open man. It's JT in the corner, comes up just a little bit short. Caledonia looking to run. Mike Bothwell will drop it back down to CMJ. Clifton Moore Jr. and Sharma, great matchup. Goes to his right, gets a step on him, and uses the class. David Robinson-esque.
Well, there you have it. It's Saturday, so the bank is open. I really like the energy that Caledonia's come out with. Aren't backing down. Right underneath London Lions.
Ian DeBose picks up his first foul. Good to have him back on. He has been injured for the past few games, and he brings a lot of international experience playing in Denmark, Germany, the States, and now in the UK.
Huge. You know, at one point, DeBose was one of the leading scorers in the regular season. Knows how to score, doesn't need any offense, can create his shot. So it's really good. They said he was kind of up in the air. This is his first game back, so really happy for him to be back out here for Caledonia. Huge for them, in fact.
Tariq Phillip hitting the first of 2, a 79% free throw shooter. Tariq Phillip, native of Brooklyn, New York, played his ball in West Virginia and part of the NBA G League in 2019 when he played for the Memphis Hustle. I can't decide whether the fans here are pro-London or pro-Caledonia.
I think they're pro-basketball, because we're on a neutral site, not too far away from London, a little bit further for Scotland team. But I think this is great when you can play in a neutral site. All your home fans can come down and support, but also just basketball fans in the country can just come and support.
5 seconds. DeBose will do it himself with a high arching teardrop, and he gets it to fall. And what a way to finish for the defenders of the trophy. Caledonia stretches their lead out to 9, 28-19 here after 1 period of play in Birmingham. It's the British Basketball League on Sky Sports. We've completed one period of play here in semi-number 1 trophy competition with Caledonia, the defenders of the trophy, up 28-19. Todd Harris, Xenia Stewart, and Drew Lasker with you here in Birmingham. On site, front row, and ready to go. And now it's the Lions that have to find a way to answer back. Xenia, we know they have the firepower, no question about it. The question is, how do they find their mojo? How do they find that same rhythm they had on Wednesday in the Euro Cup game?
Well, not to panic, right? It's only into the second quarter, but I love the energy that Caledonia have come out with. They've executed. They've made London Lions have to defend them. But, you know, we've still got a long time to go. But to put up 28 points in the first quarter, I know Coach Bojic is not going to be happy with that. That's way too many.
Yep. Foul called on Josh Sharma, some 30 feet away from the basket. And we see the arrival of those participating in semi number 2. It'll be Cheshire, the Phoenix. They'll be facing off against the Leicester Riders. And I think Leicester right now, Xenia, for my money, one of the hottest teams in the league.
Oh, for sure. I love that. Here they are, the Leicester Riders, coached by Rob Paternostro, one of our fellow commentators and hosts. Lovely rebounds.
KJ5 with the assist from CMJ.
I'm really excited for that second semi-final. Yeah. Phoenix is one of my favorite teams. I feel like they're a complete team, but don't you count out Leicester Riders. They're well coached and they're ready, and they got a new kid on the block.
No time to panic, especially when you got a handle like Tariq Phillip as he drives to the lane. Thought he had an and one, but he'll take the 2, and that cuts the lead back to 30-21. Not very often you see London getting down in the first half by 11 points.
No, you don't. But like I said, I've loved the energy. We knew, and Coach Gareth spoke about that swagger, that they belong here. They are the defending champions, so they're definitely playing like it.
Whelan gives the head fake to Connor Morgan, kicks it out to Ian DeBose. He opts for a tough fadeaway baseline, 10-footer, finds nothing but net.
Man, that was really nice. Turned down a good shot for a better shot.
Connor Morgan now, he drives, gets the step. He goes teardrop over Clifton Moore Jr., and that is not easy to do as Clifton Moore Jr. stands 6'11", and the crazy Canadian drives the lane, has no fear.
Well, that's what I was talking about. The glue, the silent assassin, comes down, takes that dribble and the contact, and goes to the line.
I should say the crazy Canuck. That's the name. Oh, Josh Sharma's going to get a rebound cleanup. So just like that, the London Lions go on a nice little 4-0 run, get themselves back in the game, now down by 7 with 8:15 to play in the half.
A rebound on the free throw line is, you know, not acceptable.
Fraser Malcolm hanging in the air, gets that one to fall. So back and forth they go. It's a regular track meet here in Birmingham. If it does get into a really quick, fast, up-tempo game, I got to think I like the potential of London. It just seems like they have a few more bullets in the gun.
Great defense. Patrick Whelan sacrificing his body. Really a pest under Josh Sharma. He brought that ball down, Todd, and when you bring the ball down, you let all the little ones come and get it.
The littles getting involved in the defensive play. Matt Morgan gets called for the foul.
Yeah, good energy, and that's what I'm talking about. If Caledonia want to get back to the finals, those are the plays that are very important.
We got timeout on the court, and the shot clock had not advanced as Caledonia had it across the timeline. So 7:41 to play on the game clock as the officials will confer back, and they'll take a look at this. Petar Bosic now working the water bottle a little bit. Remember Jerry Tarkanian when UNLV worked the towel?
There you go.
Coach Bosic got the water bottle going.
Got to stay hydrated.
Yes. Good turnout for the fans here in Birmingham. Coach Murray on his side of the court. Brand new court installed, too. Watching that on time lapse yesterday. They did a great job. It looks fantastic.
Yeah, you got to shout out that crew. There's so much that goes into putting such a lovely production and show and, you know, putting on the finals. We've got to give our little production crew a shout out. It's not just us.
Some of the best in the business as we are so happy to be on site here at Utilita Arena. Todd Harris and Xenia Stewart. We'll hear from Drew Lasker in a moment. Being with Drew Lasker kind of changes the equation. He's the man.
Yeah, he's the man. He's the insight. He's been telling all of us about, you know, the upcoming and just the little bits and bobs about different teams. I love him to bits because we're usually in the studio. Yeah. And so that we get to see him. There he is having a chat to one of the assistant coaches for London Lions. a great time.
Yeah, this is great. The fans continue to make their way in because it's 2-for-1 basketball today. Semi-1, semi-2, of course. Leicester and Cheshire coming up. A very entertaining game. Both teams looking to punch their ticket into the trophy final, which you'll see tomorrow. And we've got the women's game as well. So if you love basketball, Birmingham is the place to be this weekend.
It sure is. They do a wonderful job. Just waiting for the referee to figure it out. But just talking about Caledonia right now, I love the energy that they've come out with. You can definitely see they're a team that is focused. And London Lions have answered, though. This is going to be a really good basketball game. This first half has been full of action.
How hard is it, and this is kind of a simple question, how hard is it to adjust to a new arena? None of these players have played here before this year. New court, new arena, fans are a little farther away.
Yes, I think it's quite difficult, actually. One, because there's a lot of the production side of it. You know, the dancers are rehearsing, we're rehearsing. And so there's a lot of stuff waiting around, you know, and that's kind of, you've got to plan your pre-warm-up beforehand. Make sure it's kind of, you know, it doesn't get you out of rhythm, but there's a lot that goes into it. So, yeah, I think...
Were you always a routine player? You'd like your set routine on every game, home or away?
Yeah, I mean, I knew I always relied on my preparation.
Right.
You know, I rely on preparation prevents piss poor performance. So for me, as long as I knew I had prepped, I had done my scout, I had shot well, I was feeling good, then it was just about having fun, letting the lights...
Executing.
Yeah, just, you know, relaxing. I would have a little dance. I would, you know, because I trusted in that process of the prep that I had done.
Trust the process, folks. You heard it here from Azania Stewart first. We're back to play. The shot clock has been fixed. Set at 20, 7:40 to play here in the half. It is all Caledonia right now as Clifton Jr. goes up high, and he is sandwiched between two orange jerseys. And they're going to get Josh Sharma. And I think that is his second, if not second personal. So Olasheni and Sharma both with 2 fouls. Nelson also sitting on 2 fouls for the Lions. Something about Clifton Moore Jr.'s game. I was talking to him before tonight's game, and he said, I just feel good. I'm feeling good. And I think he's the kind of player that can give another team problems. He's not a true big man because he runs so well and shoots so well outside. Yeah. But he's so quick, and he can play on the low on the block. Yeah, and you can see that confidence that he's been playing with. And I think the last couple of weeks, definitely, he's been a real big factor for them. You know, he's been in their starting lineup sometimes, coming off the bench. He's been key. Under 7.5 to play. Connor Morgan gets it down low on the blocks. He draws a big crowd, and Sharma flushes it. Well, there you go. Highlight Sharma. This is what you know London Lions for. Comes down the lane and rocks it. Can I give a little credit, though, to the Canadian? Let me hear it. Connor Morgan recognizes if I've got 3 light blue jerseys around me, someone's wide open. Yeah. Good Josh Sharma says, let me come and help you with that pass. I'll get even closer. You're right. Good recognition. But that's the thing what Connor Morgan does, right? He brings all the defense to him. 36-27, 9-point lead for Caledonia. The lead is as big as 11. Patrick Whelan pulls the trigger from a deep range 3. Can't hit it. And the Lions now want to run. Up. Oh, and almost put down. He was just too far away from the rim, and Clifton Moore Jr. had set up camp down on the block. Dubose. Malcolm. Boom. Looked good. It sure did look good from this angle. And that's what he's on this team, a great shooter. When he's got his feet set. So now the biggest lead of the game so far, a 12-point lead, as Caledonia has stretched out to 39 points. Zane, you made a great point. Getting 28 points on London in the first period may not seem like a lot, but that's a big deal. No, that's huge. You know, the defense isn't locked in enough. It's way too easy. Also, London Lions, there it is, shooting 0 from 5, 0% from the 3-point line right now, and then 2 for 4 for Caledonia. So Simon Unsworth going to the table, checking on this, and oof, look at that. Right in front of us. How great is it to say that? Right in front of us. Mike Bothwell will check in, and Kyle Johnson will step aside. Pat Whelan's been kind of quiet. I'm kind of waiting for him to start warming up like the microwave. Well,
London Lions won't like that, but I like him. I think he's just been solid for this team. He knows how to get it done.
Easy, pure.
And Patrick Whelan has Matt Morgan getting into his bag also. Comes from Leicesteritis, you know, and really a good move for him in his career. Caledonia played in Europe this season.
Bothwell on the crossover, trying to find space. Whelan now, shot clock at 8. He's feeling it. From Edinburgh, Fraser Malcolm from Falkirk, Scotland. And the London Lions will take a timeout as it is now a 12-point Caledonia lead with 6:10 to play.
Massive. Look how far Matt Morgan that Caledonia's come out in the first half. I thought is exquisite.
Could this be a problem for the Lions of having too many riches? Trying to find, you get that continuity when you get a set 5 or a group that's used to playing with each other, and then when you mix the ingredients maybe a little bit too much, they're just not used, they aren't cohesive enough?
Yeah, well, it's so difficult for them because they are also...
Look at that hustle. Whelan. Oh, they have 3 blue jerseys under there. Malcolm Fraser will try to go up. His shot blocked away. Sharma keeps it alive, and here comes Dante Grantham. Behind the back, pass. Morgan can't get it to fall. Whelan sees a lot of orange jerseys. He'll back it out. And Ian DeBose, with plenty of time on the shot clock, gives the head fake. CMJ comes up a little bit short. Tariq Phillip got one-on-one situation. He'll drive it, teardrop, and good.
Pretty, real easy. Walk straight up into that. But both teams just struggling a little bit. Went back and forth. No bucket. And then trust Tariq Phillip. Calm everything down.
Dante Grantham just plowing through that screen. He's not having any of it. DuBose, he'll fade away to his left. Good defensive stand by the Lions. Here comes Tariq Phillip. Connor Morgan feeling a deep 3. That one's short. Bothwell looks up and says, all right, fellas, we've sprinted back and forth multiple times. We'll try some set offense there.
Let's slow it down, but good job from Caledonia getting back and still 1 from 8. London Lions struggling at the 3-point line.
Sharma blocks it. They're going to call the goaltend as he took it off the glass. And everyone's talking, we want some VAR. We want to take a look at this. Timeout on the court.
Look at this replay. He's right. He hits it onto the backboard, but sadly, referees don't get a second look.
So a 9-point lead after the first quarter is now a 12-point lead for the defenders of the trophy. It's British Basketball League's in-season tournament. The trophy competition will take all of January, and Gabe Olasheni's going to step around and get the and one as Clifton Moore Jr. just could not handle the big body that Olasheni just seemed determined. The product of the University of Iowa out of Plaistow, UK, gets it done. Watch this. Just muscles his way in.
Well, you can see his leg is right in between Moore Jr.'s. An instant offense from Gabe Olasheni. And that is what we call, what did you call them? The fun toy box of
just another toy in the toy box.
Yeah, that you can sub out Josh Sharma for Gabe Olasheni.
Clifton Moore Jr. picks up his second personal, and Pharaoh Alhajic, the captain, steps back on for the Gladiators. Olasheni now at the line, 85% free throw shooter, as the Utilita Arena goes quiet. So 3-point play complete. London gets back down to a 9-point advantage, 4:22. Azania, I like your talk of Petr Bosic not panicking, but it's going to be a different kind of talk if his team is down double figures at halftime.
Yeah, definitely that halftime. I just think you've got to, right? This is a semi-final. If you want to come in here and take it from the champions, you've got to step up the energy.
DeBose tried the no-look pass. Bothwell has to kick out a 3 as the shot clock was winding down, and he buries it. Back to a 12-point advantage.
And a nice little fist bump in the air. Big shot by Bothwell.
Olasheni now from the baseline. That one was flat as it came off his hand. DuBose now pushing the pace. Whelan out in front, takes the Euro step. Can't get it to finish, and he's going to get the foul.
See what I mean?
Yep.
Caledonia doing a wonderful job. They're keeping London Lions to 1 tough shot, getting the rebound, and they're out out in transition and then onto the rim, putting pressure on the referees, making them have to get calls. And Patrick Whelan, and you know, usually I've seen.
Yeah, we've got you covered coming up at halftime. The best in the business, Jeanette Kwachi, Ovi Soko, and Mike Tuck. Guys, what do you got coming up for us in about 3:39?
Yeah, well, 12-point lead here for the Gladiators. And Mike, who you been looking at?
Well, I mean, for the Gladiators, I've been looking at Clifton Moore Jr. He's come off the bench and had a great start to the game there, that first quarter for them. And really just kind of attacking from all angles. Great movement inside, great key post-ups, and then a couple of putbacks as well.
Okay, and for you, Ovi?
I mean, Matt Morgan, he's been the bright spot for the London Lions. They've got a little bit of work to do, but, you know, he's been doing what he does.
Okay, we'll be back with you guys at halftime talking all of that.
All right, thank you very much, Jeanette. I know you love being in the studio with the boys, and I love having a Xenia right next to me. But if I'm a general manager in the league, I'm looking to get Mike Tuck, Obi Soko, and Xenia Stewart back into uniform. I think there's still double-doubles in them.
Stop it.
Come on.
Don't start that. You're going to start
the coming out of retirement rumors?
Yes. Twitter's going to go crazy on us.
Yeah.
We're enjoying our retirement life.
The glory days.
Yep.
Mike Bothwell now stepping to the line. He's been a huge addition as he's come into the starting lineup and giving more points to Gareth Murray. Just moments ago, a great block on Matt Morgan, who's had a wide-open three. It was swatted. So now 49-35. We talked about double digits, and it's going to be a 15-point lead now with 3:16 to play in the first half. Jordan Taylor now the captain, checking back in for the Lions. Like to christen these new orange uniforms with a victory. They got some work to do. Olasheni turns to his right. Can't get it to fall too hard. Ali Hodgetz holds his ground, and Bothwell once again finds himself with the rock in his hand. Change of pace from the Caledonia Gladiators. It seems like they'll run with them for a minute or two, and then they will go to set offense. That time, a little too hard. Dante Grantham, now he's pushing it. Connor Morgan from the wing, dumps it underneath Gabe Olasheni. Probably a smart foul. Patrick Whelan tied up Olasheni. They'll send him to the line to shoot two.
Great foul. Really made him have to, making sure that he's not going to score it. He's got to get it from the free throw line.
Olasheni will step to the line. 85% coming off a 12.6 rebound performance on Wednesday night in that win against Besiktas. Try to get my Turkish correct. It's the first of two with 2:37 to play now. 14-point lead, and it's just a change of pace. Caledonia, you knew, Xenia, they were going to have to do something different. Now they have beaten, as you pointed out, they've beaten London this year once. Beating them twice is a whole different proposition, and they didn't have Matt Morgan in that go-around. So now it's a different team, and they are throwing a little bit of everything. I think this is great coaching on the part of Gareth Murray.
Yeah, well, both of these coaches are wonderful, but what I love is that they do have the boss back. You know, having that extra scorer that London Lions have to guard just changes it up.
Allah Hodgetz in deep, fakes left, goes right. Olasheni holds his ground, kicks it out now. Jordan Taylor, Lions looking for some opening. Not a lot of openings down low, and the passing lanes have been clogged up. Matt Morgan drives real quick. I mean, lightning quick, and Palissa, before he could blink, his arm was out there, and Matt Morgan was going past him.
Yeah, and Onwaz hits Matt Morgan also and just apologizes. Great sportsmanship.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think that's where Caledonia's done really well. Making sure one tough shot. Here is the foul. Boom. How many fouls? And then this last one.
So Morgan at the line with 2:10 to play, 13-point lead. Xenia, I think maybe what the biggest surprise is, normally with London, we see them when they are down, like we saw on Wednesday, they go on these patented 6-0, 7-0 runs. It changes the dynamic completely.
Well, I mean, especially when you've got a player like a Matt Morgan who, you know, he played in France last year, was pretty much, other than Victor Wembanyama, who was the #1 scorer, Matt Morgan was #2. He knows how to get it done. What they've got to do is figure out how to slow down Caledonia.
Oh, and they're going to get Ian DeBose on the push-off. Jordan Taylor had some strong defense on him, and DeBose just extended that arm a little bit, a la Michael Jordan back in the playoffs on Byron Russell.
And give themselves a run. So I really like the change-up for the format this season.
Yeah, and it gives teams that maybe didn't have a chance of winning the championship with chances for some hard work, as Leicester comes in 7th place, Phoenix in 3rd, and now they're battling for an opportunity to win an in-season trophy. So, you're welcome, NBA. Jordan Taylor decides to drive, take things in his own hands, and good things happen when JT asserts himself offensively. He's not going to go off for massive points, but he's such a great spark plug and a team leader on the court.
And solid.
Yep.
You know exactly what he's going to give you. He's tough on defense. Here he is against the boss, but that floating little jumper, pretty.
DeBose trying to back down JT. He spent time in the gym, and DeBose gets it to fall. So back-to-back, one-on-one crime. Nelson now back into the game. Beautiful bounce pass. Olasheni inside, too many hands blocking the passing lanes, and back come the Gladiators. And as we talked about this, they change up the pace. They'll run on you, and then they'll set up the offense.
Yeah, really good job. But that defense there, they just kind of crowded the paint, made it difficult.
Solowati looking for the help. Princeton Anwa sets up down below, can't get it to fall. Jordan Taylor comes away with it. JT finding Solowati on the baseline for 3. Can't get it to fall, but Olasheni is there. And almost an and one. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. 44.1 seconds to play, and it's a 12-point lead. Psychologically, Z, how important is it for the Lions to get this to single digits at half?
I think it's huge. You know, this is a huge rebound, and this is what Gabe Olasheni, is known for, right? He's a double-double king. He works hard. He's got that moustache. He talked about cutting it off in the summer that he was born. So, for me, I do think this is important. I said that last 2 minutes, breaking it down, but they haven't got it under 12.
Olasheni hits the first one, pretty consistent from the line, 85%, averaging 11 points and 6 boards on the season. One of those guys that can step up, can be an absolute monster in a game, go off for 18 to 20. Other nights, he'll go 8 and 8, still gets his contribution.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a great percentage for a big man at the free throw line. The free throws are going to be really huge, especially as we come down to the end of the game.
So it's down to 10. Jordan Taylor now guarding Bothwell. He switches over, takes on Malcolm. London kind of switching off to a 2-3 zone, deep range 3 off the mark. So a good defensive stand. And now the shot clock and the game clock just about 3 seconds apart. So London could, with a 3, get it down to 7. With a bucket, get it down to 8. Sure if JT's calling a shot here, if he's just spreading out the floor. Olasheni comes and sets the high screen. Jordan finds him, can't get it to finish. Olasheni with an easy putback with just 4 seconds left. And that's how the first half will end as Paliza launches a beauty. 52-44. We got ourselves a ball game here in Birmingham. Well, Z, we said we wanted to see London get it into single on Azania Stewart. The pride of the Lions will be on the line here in the second half.
Yeah, that's going to be big. I like to talk about Coach Gareth right there. Talked about the details, Todd. I think that has been huge. Can they still execute down the line? Because they know London Lions are going to come in with that big roar. And basketball is about momentum, right? Obviously, Caledonia has definitely had a momentum push in that first half.
Alahajit's making some room there, and he comes up with nothing but Birmingham air as Gabe Olasheni gets the easiest rebound of the day for him. Tariq Phillip now running the point guard for head coach Petr Bosic. As they look to make the comeback, they have trailed pretty much the entire game. Morgan quickly off that wing, can't get it to fall. And talking with Drew Lasker at halftime, we both kind of thought that the situation was London has the talent. There's no question about that. Yeah. They just seem to be out of sorts. They can't find their rhythm offensively.
Yeah, but that's what I spoke about. Let's talk about this festival.
Great defense, sharing the ball. Grantham up a little too hard. And just like that, Caledonia stands. They had a 3-on-2, London did, and can't convert.
And we spoke about just the starting lineup, right? Look, now this is a bit different. We saw Mo Salawade starting. They've gone with this starting 5.
Heavy contact there, no foul called. And the shot clock reset at 14. Whelan now. He'll survey the landscape here. Ali Hodges loses the handle momentarily, kicks it back out. Anwa shares it. And Paliza, who hit a huge three to start the game, can't get that one to fall.
Well, you can definitely see the energy on the defensive end for London Lions has turned up the heat.
Morgan. Too much. Olasheni pumps once, pumped twice, can't get it in. Second time does.
And he knocks his head. He knows he can score that the first time. And maybe a little bit of frustration, but now we can just settle into the game.
He should just go full Azania Stewart and dunk that the first time. Don't even mess around with the layup. Gonna get that retirement rumor going again.
I hate you.
Coming up on 8 minutes to play. Great drive by Whelan and better defense by Morgan. And look at the Lions coming out with a defensive stand. Tariq Phillips stutter step drives. No foul call, so the officials letting them run, letting them work it out. Bothwell.
Beautiful.
One step, crisp.
Beautiful. Love that for Patrick Whelan. That's his bag. A nice little crossover jump shot.
46-54. 8-point Caledonia lead. Remember, the winner moves on to play in tomorrow's championship game. They'll play either Leicester or Cheshire, and that's coming up after this one. Morgan has to rush that one. Shot clock was down to 3. Where's a good place to start if you're Petar Bosic and you need a spark offensively? Who are you looking at?
Oh, good question. I think obviously Matt Morgan's easy, but I felt like Tariq Phillip was huge in that first half.
Bothwell off the mark, the lefty. Matt Morgan was tight on defense. Grantham now coming up running. Grantham spots up for a 3. He can't get it to fall, and there's nothing but blue jerseys underneath the rim.
Yeah, Gabe Olasheni had, what did he have? He's 15 right now, so, you know, he started very well in that first half, and I always like to establish the post players. Sure. There's a foul there, but they also struggle from the three-point line.
Yeah, mightily.
You know, and only shooting 1 from 11, Todd. Big. Oh, 1 for 13. Thank you.
Do you think there's any kind of, I don't say let down, but, you know, that game Wednesday against, and let me get this right, Besiktas.
Yes.
Is there a little bit of the legs maybe not quite as crisp as they would have been? Because that game took a lot out of them. That was a huge, full 40-minute battle.
Yeah, you're right. They play a lot of basketball, but this is what this team, London Lions, is built for.
Yeah. Great point. Whelan comes off that. Pure.
Huge. He's feeling it. And we spoke
is.
About Patrick Whelan. When is he going to come into his own? This, when the lights are bright, Mr. Patrick Whelan. That's back-to-back jump shots. And oh, so pretty. I like it for him.
Former Leicester Rider. Last time these teams played on December 29th. London got the win, but Whelan had 13, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. So he made his presence felt. And Ali Hodges is going to pick up the foul. Gareth Murray says, come on out, let me chat to you. And he wanted to stay on. He said, no. And Clifton Moore is going to, yeah, just a little late, huh?
Yeah, you don't want him to pick up any more fouls. And especially Clifton Moore Jr. is doing really well. You can afford for him to come in. Ali
Hodges picks up his 3rd. If you're new to the British Basketball League, it is 5 personal fouls, not 6. And Olasheni, I don't know if Coach Bosic heard you, but Olasheni is now the workhorse over the last 2 or 3 minutes. They are feeding him early and often. Well, he's the only one with double digits, but what he is a workhorse. You're right, he's strong. But even when he's missing the shot, he's going back up. Stops the clock, gets him at the line. Time really not an issue at this point with nearly 6 minutes to play in the 3rd and another 10 minutes to go when we get to the 4th period. He's been rock solid from the line, and he is continuing to rack them up. Just a 85% free throw shooter. And I say, you made a good point in the first half. That's a good for the bigs. Yeah, somehow the bigs struggle. I know you were 99% free throw shooter, but the bigs usually not as good, and there you go, the announcer jinx. Oh, well, that's 16 points for Olasheni, the only one in double digits for London Lions. Coach Bosic, there he is, still pretty calm. We saw a bit of a heated, timeout. There's the free throws. Thank you very much. 6 from 7. Olasheni getting there 7 times. Whelan handling the pressure inside. Clifton Moore Jr. leaves it just a little bit short, rolls off the side, and back come the Londons looking to run. Dante Grantham splits down the middle. Too hard. And it's going to stay with London because Olasheni was in the middle, and we've got ourselves a tee.
Well, Bosic is on the court.
He's coming over to see you. He's halfway here.
Wow. And, you know, and sometimes you need this from your head coach. He's riled up, and he's just got to protect his players. And he gets the technical. He wants them to call a foul, as you can see.
How many times did your coach do that? Take the tee to get your attention and get a little spark on his team?
Yeah, I think everyone needs to answer. They need to step up. They're losing right now. They haven't played their best basketball. And sometimes you've got to pick out all the bags out the trick. Hey, if I need to shout and scream, hey, if I need to get a technical, so be it.
But the Lions are going, man, we don't usually see this side of him. He really must be mad.
Well,
so no harm, no foul, other than the technical that Coach Bosic picked up. Remains 56-47. Morgan cannot get on track. Tariq Phillip goes up strong body. He's going to get fouled.
London Lions need to be careful here because, you know, they're talking to the referees saying, hey, foul, call. Let the referees do their job. And I found when I was a player, the more I spoke to the referee, the less I got. So it's best just to, you know, not talk too much. They are human too. You need to, you know, respect them, talk to them kindly. And I felt like the more you did that, the more you got.
Saw Simon Unsworth make a trip over to the Lions bench and have a chat with Coach Bosic. Crew chief tonight, Gavin Williams, Simon Unsworth, and John Paul Heron. I think the officials have done a good job. I think they've been pretty consistent.
Well, you know what? I haven't noticed them, so that means they've done a great job. If you don't notice the referees and they're just silently in the background, hey, we saw them earlier this morning.
Yes, we did. Getting a workout in.
Yeah, they were doing a fitness test for FIBA, so...
Happy to say they all passed.
Yes, they did all pass. And they passed it with flying colors.
Anwar is going to get called on the step out as his foot touched the line. And so an opportunity now for London, sensing a little bit of a shift in the momentum. Can they take advantage of this? They now trail by 7 with 5:50 to play in the third. Winner moving on to the championship tomorrow. For the loser, well, it's going to be a long weekend. That's off the foot.
Well, a lot to lose for both of these teams. Sadly, somebody's got to take it now. But, you know, Caledonia defending the trophy and London Lions, maybe on paper, the better team. But listen, you've got to come out. You've got to execute. You've got to play.
Luke Nelson steps into this one a little too hard. Bothwell had it momentarily knocked away. Phillip gives it up. Grantham, and great defense by Princeton Anwar. Did not give up on the play and said, not this time. Not in Birmingham.
Huge. Grantham didn't even see him. Thought he had. Get to see it twice. Here it is. Anwar's from behind. A volleyball block on Dante Grantham. So do you like that?
Absolutely spiked it. 56-49. That's exactly the analogy that I was thinking. It was a volleyball spike. So here we go. 4:56 to play in the third. 11 on the shot clock. Quick shot coming there from Tariq Phillip. He can't get it to fall. When do you start worrying if you're a London Lion fan?
3 minutes in the fourth.
Okay. Just checking as a former London Lion. Beautiful backdoor pass and good defense coming the way of the Lions and Olasheni. And it looks like we had contact made, but a great job initially of making sure that that wasn't an easy put down for Clifton Moore Jr.
Well, it's becoming a block party, but the second one is a foul. Good job from Clifton Moore Jr. just sticking with it. And the thing is with a block, right? It either one comes down back to you, or it goes out of bounds. Sure. And, you know, I feel like some people get so hyped over a block shot, but most of the time it comes back to you. So stay calm and put it right back up. That's what he did.
Olasheni will take a seat as Josh Sharma checks back into the game. Clifton Moore Jr. goes to the line. This is where he has struggled in his rookie season. Just a 57% free throw shooter. So put that in the back of your mind if this gets down to a free throw situation in the fourth quarter. Hits the second. 57-49, winner moving on to the championship tomorrow to face either Leicester or Cheshire in the trophy final. Jordan Taylor now, captain of the team. Grantham, off. They have not found a consistent outside shooter, have the London Lions. Onwas, he'll try his opportunity. Can't get it to fall. Great aggressive rebound, Patrick Whelan. Ball knocked away. Lions with a good stand here. Lord Nelson surveying the field, and a beautiful no-look pass. This time Grantham decides, forget the dunk, I'll go up and under and use the glass and put it in.
Yeah, and the protection of the rim.
Yep.
So nobody can block his shot.
Under 4 to play, it is now a 6-point lead. Is this the point where the London Lions turn up the heat?
Well, I think this third quarter has definitely been all London Lions.
That is pretty.
Yeah,
Mike
nice.
Bothwell with a floating, I don't even, is that a floating hook shot?
Yeah, hook shot layup. But yeah, I felt the energy was completely different in this third quarter, which was important for London Lions to come out and chip away at that lead.
Nelson with a bit of a mismatch here, has the quick first step, goes high up the glass, gets it to fall.
Huge. Huge quick step. Unguardable.
Such a smart player. Luke Nelson, the 6'3" guard out of Worthing, UK, played his college ball in UC Irvine in beautiful Orange County, California. And now you see the London Lions starting to get a bit of a momentum shift, starting to flex up a little bit. Gareth Murray decides to change things a bit, so he will bring in Fraser Malcolm, the sharpshooter from Scotland, and number 1, Ian DeVos.
Well, if you're going to chip back at this lead, first of all, there he is, that quick, fast blink, and he's at the rim, and then he's playing both sides of the floor, Todd. He's playing offense, there it was, and then on the defensive end, gets that stop and gets the ball back for London Lions.
How about this? I don't know if this qualifies as small ball, but the London Lions really playing 4 guards right now. You've got Jordan Taylor, you got Luke Nelson, Mo Solowati off on the 3, and Tariq Phillip. The only big man really in there right now is Josh Sharma.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen this lineup at all really this season. They've gone, like you said, small ball. All of them can bring the ball up, and then they've gone Sharma big. So they're going to spread the floor, let Sharma go to work down the middle, but really make Caledonia have to guard the guards.
Worth noting that London is not playing one of their big pickups shortly. David Nwaba, the young man out of Los Angeles, California, he is an absolute baller, and he creates all kinds of problems for the defense.
Oh, he's been huge for them, right? A nice little pickup before the February closing window. He played in that Besiktas game.
Ball taken away midair. Tariq Phillip leads it to Solowati and stripped from behind. Great defense by the Gladiators as Bothwell knocks the ball out.
Well, the bench are calling for a foul, but I didn't think that was great defense. You know what I am enjoying about Caledonia? They're not giving up. Here would have been an easy layup for Mo on any given day, but Bothwell sticks with it. Not
Playing time on the shot clock. Jordan Taylor surveys, kicks it around. Nelson thinks about the 3, looks at the space, takes the screen from Sharma, lobs it up there. Sharma can't handle it, dumps it back in. Wrong color jersey. Off the head of Clifton Moore Jr., and he handles it, gives it over to Bothwell. Bothwell now driving back to that patent hook, can't get that to fall. And we're off and running again in orange.
They've got numbers, so a good foul, smart foul. It was 5 on 4.
And it was KJ5 that's called for it. Kyle Johnson picks up the foul. And as you said, a great foul because Tariq Phillip was going to probably turn the corner and get an easy layup, if not more.
Yeah, you do that foul just to slow the offense and then make sure all your men are back on defense.
15 seconds now on the shot clock. Nelson, the curl. Solowati, he'll drive it. Puts it in easy. So if the outside shot's not working, the Lions showing you, we got these quick guards. We're running 4 guards at you. And that first step, all of them can get to the lane, to the paint anytime they want.
Well, you would hope so, right? If you're going for quick guards, get to the rim. You're right, Todd. The 3-point shot hasn't been good for London Lions at all. But sometimes when you go small, the rebounding can be an issue. But they're going hard to the boards.
They got it down to a 4-point lead. Solowati there trying to get, Phillip, trying to get it up to Sharma, and the pass is broken up. Caledonia doing a great job breaking down those passing lanes. How does Caledonia answer from this Lion run? Fraser Malcolm kicks out. That shot heavy. Dubose stripped away. Now Solowati. Doesn't have the numbers. It's a 3-on-1 situation. Plays it back out to JT. He leaves it for Sharma, and count it, and 1.
I love that.
Usually does his damage above the rim, but showing us that he's capable of a nice off-the-glass layup.
Look at this, behind his head. Huge pass.
I'm checking JT. He may be an alien. Eyes in the back of his head as Jordan Taylor somehow finds the trailing Josh Sharma.
Josh Taylor.
Buries it.
Yeah, excuse me, Josh Sharma. And then Jordan Taylor with the wonderful over the head, behind the back, whatever you want to call it.
So how do you feel about a 1-point ball game with 1:05 to play in the third? Remember, folks, it was a 15-point Caledonia lead in that first half of Xenia. The defenders of the title listening to Pharaoh Al-Hajj's playing like the defenders, and back come the Lions roaring down by 1.
Well, you knew that energy and that wave was coming. Coach Gareth spoke about it. We have to concentrate on the details.
Ooh, that's clutch. Mike Bothwell backs down the defender and hits that, and they needed that in a big-time way. Back to a 3-point lead.
Well, I definitely think Coach Bodgett had his team at halftime definitely laid into him, because I felt the energy right from the start.
Tariq Phillip, Brooklyn, New York native for the tray.
And he puts up the eye goggles. He's definitely in the zone. You can see his focus.
And we are all even at 61 in Birmingham, and the defense. As a coach, Z, do you love that? Will you live with that foul because it was aggressive? It was a hustle play.
Yeah, well, they're turning up the heat, and sometimes when that happens, then you get fouls like that.
First foul called on Mo Solowati, so he gambles, and it was worth the gamble. If he came up with that steal, that would have been enormous.
But also they can afford it. They don't have team fouls. That just puts them over the limit now.
11.8 seconds to play in the third. We are set up for a great fourth and final period here in Birmingham. Right now, though, 5 seconds left on the clock. Bothwell backs his man down. Goes to the corner. Quick shot coming up, and just off the back of the rim as Kyle Johnson had a good look at it, couldn't get it to fall. And we are set up for a beauty here in Birmingham. All even at 61 and a spot in the final on the line. Just the way they planned it, the Lions come roaring back, outscoring Caledonia 17-9 in the third period to set up the fourth and final period with a spot in the final on the line, all even at 61. Nelson goes to the left, beautiful spin as he uses the glass.
He's focused, isn't he? You can tell when Lord Nelson is focused when he's playing the defense on the other side, but then easy. Nobody can stop him right now.
I'm telling you what, Z,
Let me hear it.
This four-guard rotation that Coach Bodgett has gone with, call him a mad scientist or what, but he's trying to find something to get some rhythm going, get a spark. He went 4 guards, put big Josh Sharma in the middle, said, boys, go to work.
Yeah, and I liked it.
Oh, beautiful shot there. Kyle Johnson.
And he stares down on the Lions bench as he hits that shot in their face.
Tariq Phillip now free-flowing to the London Lions. That shot goes awry, all even at 63. Just moments ago, the Lions had that 2-point lead. Their first lead of the game. It only lasted for 20 seconds. Now it's time for the defenders of the trophy to answer. Whelan drives off the glass. Beautiful kiss as Sharma was trying to avoid the foul.
I love it. Another flex moment. That's a big finish as he goes and finishes against Sharma.
We got players all over the court here in Birmingham. JT misses his shot, gets his own rebound. Lord Nelson for 3. Too much iron. Tell you what, if you're Leicester and Cheshire and you're watching this game, you're like, wait, what? Caledonia was up by 15. Wait, what? It's all tied. Wait, what? Caledonia now up by 2. They get ready to play in our second semifinal. Johnson can't get it to fall. Ball kept alive by Sharma into the hands of number 22, Tariq Phillip. Four-guard rotation for the Lions. Nelson, kind of the straw that stirs the drink, and he finds Sharma. He sensed the big man out of Stanford from UC Irvine just up the coast to NorCal, and they combine for the 2.
Oh, that's exactly what you want if you're the post player, right? Your guard puts it on a plate for you, so you've just got to finish at the rim.
Stellar defense there. That is Mo Solowati all over the dangerous Patrick Whelan, not even giving him a chance to breathe. Well, tell you what, let's go to a substitution. You going to bring in a big man? No. Bring in Matt Morgan, another guard.
who's even faster.
Even faster. So Gareth Murray now, he is turned to answer, and he's going to come back with one of the best in the business, Ian DeBose, and their sharpshooter in Lucas Palitza. All even at 65. 7:41 to play here on Sky Sports. Coming up next, we'll have the second semifinal. Will it be London waiting in the wings, or will the Gladiators go back to the second championship in a row? Whelan, beautiful head fake. Scottish sharpshooter off the mark. Fraser Malcolm had a great look at it. Here comes Jordan Taylor. Solowati left wide open. Little too heavy. And it'll go to Caledonia. Woo! Back and forth they go. I'm telling you what, 7:24 to go in the ball game. All even at 65. You couldn't ask for much better.
And there it is, that three-point shot not falling for London Lions. 2 from 20, 10%. That's tough. When you're going to shoot that low of percentage, you're going to have a long day at the office. But this is where I think brand new rims are involved. You know, they're not a bad shooting team either. London Lion only making Gladiating making 4 3-pointers.
Whelan off the mark as Matt Morgan, the shortest player on the court at 6'2", comes away with it. He's off and running. And the foul's going to be called on Lucas Palitza. And another big coming in. They'll sub out a guard in Mo Solowati, and Dante Grantham comes in, another Energizer Bunny. I think this is a critical, I mean critical juncture for Caledonia, Z, because they have been up the whole game. How do they answer?
Yeah, I think you're so right.
Ooh,
especially
double clutch.
For momentum, you know, and just spinning a little bit more pressure.
Dubois puts it up there. I'll tell you what, if you want to watch a great battle, Jordan Taylor and Ian DeBose, they both wear number 1. They're both vocal leaders, chatting away to each other, to the referees.
Yep, and here it is. They're guarding each other. You're right. This is a great battle. Jordan Taylor, though, just that forearm in DeBose's stomach.
For the fans watching back in the States, that's Wake Forest going up against the University of Wisconsin. You got Demon Deacon on Badger Battle.
There you go. Mascots, love that.
Ian DeBose now at the line, 67% from the line on the year. Remember, he's been out for several games because of injuries, so a little bit of rust there as he steps up. All kinds of international experience for the 6'4" guard out of Durham. Coach Bosic looking on. A little calmer than he was earlier as that 4-guard rotation has got them definitely back into this game. A 1-point ball game, 66-65, 6:40 to play. Someone's playing tomorrow, someone's getting a long weekend. Morgan thought about it, gives it to Sharma. Sharma drives, goes to the left, and Josh Sharma, known for his above-the-rim antics, is given a lesson on using the glass in a layup.
Wow, I love this reaction. Look at this. Matt Morgan waits. Beautiful little secret pass. Then loads of hands coming in. And that is what I like to see, the energy. Let's go, Josh Sharma.
As a big, you gotta love a guard that gives you the ball right in the sweet spot on the run.
Yeah, especially when you don't have to do anything, right? Meaning you're not dribbling, you're gonna have to make a move. When you can just catch it and go up, that is perfect.
Mark that down on your calendar at 6:30, a 3-point play for the London Lions, and now they have a 2-point lead. They trailed by as many as 15 in this ball game, and now with 6:20 to play in this one, fighting for their lives, the Lions on top by 2. Whelan drives, leaves it. Ali Hodgetts gets it knocked away, and he's fouled.
No, foul, okay. Felt like Ali Hodgetts was in there building a house.
I thought for sure he was going to try to put something up because you pointed out aptly 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Got grabbed on the left arm. Tariq Phillips going to take a breather. They'll come back with Mo Solowati. And Tariq Phillips will be called for that foul. Sitting on 3 personals now. Oh, Jordan Taylor's going to come out. They're going to put Tariq back in. A little bit of a net malfunction. You talked about new rims, new nets. I always loved it when you were a kid, you got a brand new net. Because you had the old ratty one, it was all weed, and you put a brand new one in there. It was like, oh, the shot sounded better.
It does. That
Yes.
Sound. I love that. That's my favorite sound.
Nothing but net.
Yes. Nothing but net, and you hear that kind of crunch, that apple crunch.
Okay, now Jordan Taylor back in, so we got musical chairs. JT will come back into the game. Ball knocked away, well defended by Solowati, and JT will handle it, the captain. JT directing traffic says, give it back, and look at this. They got something going. Morgan to Sharma.
I'm loving Sharma's energy and what he's in right now. Every single time he's cutting down to the basket. Good hands and takes the hit. And another flex.
Let the Sharma cook.
It's the Sharma show right now. And I like these running subs that Petar Bojic is doing, just keeping the fresh legs in between, you know, Taylor, Phillip, Matt Morgan, Mo Salawade.
He's got Olasheni and Morgan on the bench, but he's like, you know what? Why am I going to mess with it? This is working.
Yeah, you're right. But that smaller little guard, lineup, right, with the guards definitely worked here. I think Caledonia needs to lock in. They've let London get a momentum swing.
Whelan for deep. Grantham skies and rips away, and this is not a good sign as Josh Sharma goes down, grabbing his leg.
Why did they stop play? It's the Vantage London Lions.
At 7 feet tall, I don't blame him. Give me a little help up. Dante Grantham comes over. Palizza saying, no intention. Oh, yeah. Palizza came across the middle, a little bit out of control, and looks like that elbow made contact with Sharma's neck, and then he took a bit of a tumble.
Neck, hip, thigh. I think
he's not feeling anything right now. The way he's playing, he's not feeling anything.
You got to walk that one off, Josh Sharma. You're not coming out the game.
5-point Lion lead. Solowati now. Matt Morgan isolated. Goes to his man, Josh Sharma. Sharma saying, you know what? I'm feeling so good. I'm going to drive. And maybe not. Shot clock down to 3. Kept alive and a fresh 14 seconds for the Lions.
Unfortunate for Malcolm. Literally just had that ball.
Come on. Come on.
And this is where Matthew Morgan shines, flexes, show us your muscles. He is incredible, one of the best in this league. Hard to guard, puts the speed on, gets here, and then finishes. Wow, love that.
Such a quick first step for the young man originally from Concord, North Carolina, played his college ball Ivy League. They don't let just anyone into the Ivy League schools. Believe me, I tried. They said, nice try. Coming to us by way of Ithaca, New York, and Cornell. You talked about his exploits in the French League, where he was phenomenal.
Yeah, incredible in the French League. And really has made his stamp in the British Basketball League this first couple of months in the regular season.
We knew the storm was coming, Z, and it came late in the fourth with 6 minutes. Bodies all over, and the 3 is going to count.
It sure does. And then the foul on 20, Josh Sharma, after the shot.
No panic in these Lions, and how about Matt Morgan?
High off the glass.
Unblockable. Caledonia, they've got to answer here. 4:50 to play in the ball game. They find themselves down by 5. Whelan driving, and they're going to call the travel. And the frustration now for the Gladiators starting to show.
Where were they so composed in that first half. And this is it, right? Basketball is a tale of two halves. You can't get too high, you can't get too dramatic or think you're safe with a 15-point or 12-point. London Lions just chipped away, and I talked about just one possession at a time for both teams, right?
London winning the third period, outscoring Caledonia 17-9, and now more fouls being called and more exasperation on the faces of the Gladiators with their owners sitting on the baseline. Caledonia is seeing this just slip away. Still plenty of ball with 4:40 to play, but it is a 5-point lead, and now the momentum's clearly in favor of the London Lions.
Well, there we have also Sam Decker and David
and Waba
in the back. Man, when those two come back.
That's a scary thought.
It's a scary thought, but this team right now. Bozic, I think it was the halftime talk. Whatever he said in that locker room ignited a fire under London Lions.
I get the feeling we probably couldn't broadcast that halftime talk.
I don't think so.
Maybe too many beats, but he certainly got his team's attention. And again, Azania, this is your department, but I'm making my observation. That rotation, when he went small ball, 4 guards, 1 big, it seemed to cause problems for the Gladiators.
Yeah, they went super quick, didn't they? Good, fast on the defensive end.
Whelan just cannot get it to fall, and those were the shots that were falling for the Gladiators in the first half. 4:10 to play in the ball game. 76-69, 7-point lead for the Lions. Now they can space things out. Tariq Phillip on the drive. Ball knocked away. Palizza comes away with it. So a good stand for Caledonia. It's got to start here. And the block.
Well, Matt Morgan just lays down, but good attack from Whelan. Put the pressure on.
Yeah, feet were still moving, weren't they?
Well, that's a nice camera shot. Thank you very much. Right into our camera guy on the baseline.
How good is our production crew here at Sky Sports in the league?
No,
I mean, come on.
We need to shout them out, honestly.
I know they love Queen Z, but you make a mention of something and the stat pops up. You say you want to see this and it pops up. I'm like, this is amazing.
We're all on the same page here at Sky Sports. Our camera guy, stats,
producers,
Viola.
directors, audio.
We got to shout them out.
Yeah.
Obviously, our voice is on air, but it's so important. Our team, we can't do it without you guys.
Some of the best in the business as we come under 4 minutes to play in this game. This is just semi number 1. This is the starter. We've got another one coming up for you, and the next game could be even closer with Leicester and Chester looking for their spot in the final. Bothwell left open for a 3. That one came up short. Olasheni rips it away. And now you'll see the Lions possibly start to run a little clock. Not running prevent defense, but running a little clock with a 7-point lead and under 3.5 to play. Luke Nelson back into the ball game. Shot clock at 5. Nelson, quick trigger. Right into the hands of Tariq Phillip, and he'll take the full 14. Loses his step. Ball knocked into the hands of Palizza. Opportunity now for a 3 here. Kick ball, and it'll stay with the Gladiators. So 3:04 to play in this ball game. 76-69. London on top of Caledonia. London, the defending league champions. Caledonia, the trophy champions from last year.
Well, there's still a lot of time. 3 minutes. Do not put the panic button yet. 7 points. And I spoke about that earlier when you said, when do you panic as London Lions?
Yeah.
Well, Caledonia, this is the time.
Palizza with a deep range 3 goes a la Damian Lillard. Ali Hodgett, he kicks a shot across the bow, and he's going to go to the line and shoot 2. Great box out job on Gabe Olasheni. 2:53 to play in the ball game. 7 points. But the pace now seems to favor the London Lions as Josh Sharma will come back in. Olasheni will step aside as he picks up foul number 4.
Well, I just think Coach Bozic there is just doing a good job. We've spoken about that different lineup that they went. They went a much smaller, shorter, faster lineup. Then they traded out, Olasheni for Josh Sharma. I felt like Josh Sharma was solid.
Yes.
Wasn't he getting those and ones? And then now he subs back in Taylor. It's just a never-ending wave of offense, and this is where it gets them to the finish line if they can get this done.
And for some reason, the Lions always seem to find an unlikely candidate to step up, and I think tonight has been Josh Sharma. Averages 8 points and 5 rebounds on the season. He sits at 19 points right now, and he has been a huge spark for these Lions. When
Dan Rowledge, obviously a huge part of the commentary team. And then Silver Fox.
Yes.
Attack.
You can see the full version of that piece coming up in between semi 1 and 2. Remember, semifinal 2 coming up shortly. It'll be Leicester taking on Chester. But we still got Cheshire. We still have 2:50 to play in this one. Caledonia, the defenders of the trophy, down by 5. Got the steady hands now into the Lions. Nelson, Morgan. Lord Nelson puts that one up. Luke can't get it to fall. Sharma tried to do what he could to disrupt it, and back comes Mike Bothwell now. He turns the corner and says, I'll back it out. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Under 2.5 to play in the ball game. They had a lead of 15. The Lions came roaring back in the third, and here we are coming up on 2:15 to play. 3 seconds on the shot clock. They got to get something up. Onwas lets it fly, and they're going to call a foul.
Wow.
Jordan Taylor, with all his veteran experience, immediately knew.
That's a big, big mistake by Taylor, because that last offense by Caledonia was an empty possession. Onwas has no choice but to shoot it. It's a foul.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I think of Steph Curry. How many times has Steph Curry got the line shooting threes because people try to close out on him and they make themselves a little wider, whether the arm or the elbow comes out of the knee, and there's a little contact made. And to your point, the official has to call it.
They have to call it. They've called it at the beginning of the game,
yep,
and they've called it at the end. Consistency both ways.
JT using that time to have a little chat there with Simon Unsworth, adjudicating the fact that with that very prominent Wisconsin education of his, he was explaining why he was not in the wrong. 4-point ball game.
Well, the free throws are very important. He misses the first, makes the second.
And it was Gavin Williams that he was talking to, the crew chief. So Jordan Taylor knew to go right to the top of the food chain. It's the second, so a 2-point play, 2:11 now in the ball game, and it's a 3-point game. Come on, Z, we couldn't have asked for anything better than this.
Well, it's exactly what you want. Saturday afternoon hoops, well, going into the evening.
Two best teams in the British Basketball League in the regular season doing battle for an opportunity to play in the trophy final. The defenders playing like it. Taylor now being harassed way out top. Ball finds its way into the hands of Dante Grantham. He has to let it fly, and he buries it.
Wow, tongue out.
DG for 3.
Woo! And the fans love it. London Lions fans in the building. That's huge. That's a dagger.
That is enormous. What could have been a tie game with Caledonia looking for a 3 is now a 6-point game. Bothwell drives, tries to get the and one, and Jordan Taylor has now become a foul magnet as he picks up yet another one.
Look at this. Clock shot running down the step to the side. Look at that. Beautiful cameraman. The splash. Nothing but net.
Meanwhile, JT continuing to argue his case in the Supreme Court of I did not commit my 5th, and he has to take a seat. So the captain on the bench.
You can see the heat coming out of his head, can't you?
Not a good time for me to go to ask him about post-game dinner plans.
No. And that's unfortunate, you know. But you've got to adjust.
So Whelan converts on the bench on the London Lions. So that T now 79-73, back to 6. And Bothwell, with the clock stopped with under 90 seconds to play, will have 2. Could have cut it to 4. The best he could do is 5.
I spoke about free throws earlier. How important. Why are they important? Because one, obviously you're down, but this clock is stopped.
The lefty, true on the second one. 79-75, 4-point lead. Gabe Olasheni comes back on. Remember, he's playing with 4 fouls. Jordan Taylor's already been eliminated, and Matt Morgan also has 4 fouls. Lions got to play smart over this last 1:18. Morgan, patent drive, up off the glass, can't get it to fall. And the rim was shaking. Now goaltend's going to be called. Someone got a hold of either rim or net because the standard was shaking.
Both teams in team over the limit and team fouls. So any foul from here on out, they'll go. Both teams will go to the free throw line.
Gareth Murray still talking to crew chief Gavin Williams. And Morgan's pure. So that technical foul, Morgan converts. He'll step off. They'll bring Solowati in for his defense. He's one of the best defenders in the league. So you've got Solowati, Phillip, Grantham, Sharma, and of course, Luke Nelson. 14 seconds on the shot clock for the Gladiators. Palizza will trig it, trying to get into Bothwell. Switching D now.
There they go.
Wide open. Whelan. Oh, in and out, and Nelson comes away with the rebound, and he's fouled immediately by Palizza.
You couldn't ask for anything better.
Agreed.
Well executed. That's perfect. Bothwell dribbled it on the other side. Great screen down.
More times than not, Patrick Whelan's going to bury that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and here's the foul from Palizza.
Yeah, steady ball handler is Luke Nelson.
That's so unfortunate.
Yep.
You know, the ball just rims in and out, and now the foul, so Nelson will go down to the free throw line.
Hits it. So it's going to be a quick 3-point swing if he hits the second one, and what was a 5-point ball game has quickly now ballooned to an 8-point lead with 58.5 seconds to play here in semi number 1. Nelson tickles the twine, and just like that, it is back up to 9. London not letting Caledonia have a quick run at the basket. They extend a little bit of pressure on Wasp. Lets the 3 fly, can't get it to fall. And Sharma saves it. Yes, he does. London will hold on to possession. Knocked out of bounds, last touch by the powder blue of the Gladiators, and it looks like their run as trophy champions is going to come to an end in 2024 unless they can pull off a near miracle with 44 seconds to play. Nelson, maybe one of the best ball handlers, splits away from the defense, and now they're just going to run clock.
Going to foul him.
Bothwell
Gets hit in the eye.
Are they going to get Palizza? Yeah, Palizza gets it. And Palizza is now fouled out of the ball game with 5. Palizza started out, Z, I thought he might be a difference maker. He hit that big 3, and I thought, oh boy, this is a guy when he gets warmed up quick, it's trouble for the team.
Yeah.
Just never could find the rhythm.
No, couldn't. It was 6 points for the night and fouled out. Tough. And let's have a look. Nelson just got hit in the eye.
Popped in the eye.
Yeah, so he's just gonna use a towel.
Dante Grantham calling for towels. He's handing up towels. Here it is, right?
Yeah, that little pinky just scratched that eye.
You know how good Luke Nelson is from the line? Well, he needs both eyes. I just gave the announcer jinx. I thought maybe he's seen 2 baskets. Shoot for the one in the middle. A little bit of a nosebleed there.
Yeah, it's been a tough game.
Final 30 seconds of this one. 10-point lead for the London Lions, and the defense continuing to harass them. Long 3-point shot. Tried to sell the foul, not there. Sharma comes away with the rebound, and that'll about do it. So the London Lions now can run out the clock with Tariq Phillip on the line. Down by 15, Azania, and Coach Boschitz pretty much says call off the dogs as the shot clock is off. So the Lions can run this thing out 85-75. They were down by 15, Azania, and they end up winning by 10.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Because Caledonia came out hot, heavy, ready. But London Lions, you know, weathered the storm, chipped away, didn't panic.